Let me ask you a major question real fast. All of my entrepreneurs, all of my business owners, everybody that say, listen, I want to walk away from my 9 to 5, or I have a dream. What if I told you to come up with a dream and that dream is 100% going to succeed? What would be your dream? If you can do anything in the world and you know that it would not fail, what would that thing be?
Man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me
What's going on,
out.
family? I want to welcome you to Aos The Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Aos Inspires. This is what I need you to do. We're on every single platform: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I need you to go and subscribe and follow us right now. We drop content every single day that'll help you with your life, because our mission here at Aos The Podcast is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. I want you to live life on the next level. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's watching this episode. This is going to be a dynamic episode. I need you to dive in. Do me a big favor. I need you to like, share, and comment. Don't be a stranger. I like comment with us. And this is what I need you also to do. I need you to copy this link right here on this podcast, this episode, and share it with at least 10 of your friends. I promise you it's going to help them out. Let's jump into the episode. What's going on, family? This is 5 minutes of motivation on Fridays. I want to drop. I told you a few more weeks we're going to do the entrepreneurship type deal. And that's the question I want to ask. The question I just asked in the beginning. What would you do if you knew that whatever this is that you had a plan to do, whatever it is that you had a drive to do, that you would not fail? What is it that you would do? And the damaging part about it is, what's happening is, many of you are not dreaming big enough. Many of you are not anticipating for your idea to blow up, so you don't go in full throttle. I mean, you don't put in all the necessary work and the grind that it takes to make this thing successful. You're too scared. Now understand you can get to the place where you're scared because you don't want it to fail. You don't want people to talk about you. But what would happen if you got to a place where it's like, I don't care what people say, I don't care what people think. At least I'm giving it a stab in the dark. I'm trying. I'm researching it. Now it's time. I'm going to tell you this too before we get too deep into this episode. A lot of y'all are spending so much time on research and less time on execution. That's a major bar, right? We might have to change the episode to that. Many of you are doing so much and spending so much time in research that you're spending less than 1% in execution. Like, there's a lot of research that you have on your paper, but you ask yourself, have you begun to execute what you've researched? And the answer is no. The truth of the matter is, we're dreaming not big enough. And the reason for this, people around the world that are business owners, that are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs, you're playing it too safe. Playing it safe will never ever get you to a place where you want to be, because you're trying to play this thing too safe. I don't want to jump out there too deep and mess around and drown. Then people looking at me like, yo, you don't know what you're doing, or you failed. It doesn't matter. They said this. I remember I was listening to Gary Vee, and Gary Vee said something so interesting. Many of you give up on dreams, give up on businesses too fast. Gary Vee said, if it doesn't work the first time, try to reinvent it and do it 8 different ways. Like, if you started a business and you try to go door knocking, start cold calling. Like, if it fails that, just start all over and try to find a new way to do it. Many of you are trying to start a business and you're trying it one way and it doesn't work, and you just drop the business. What happened to that passion? Then your passion, you go to something else, or you move to a different industry, or you just stop altogether and be like, listen, I'm just throwing the towel. I'm just going to get a job. But I want you to look back and figure something out in a different manner. It didn't work this way. I know this is my dream. I know this is my call. I love this. Like, I eat, sleep, breathe this thing. I love it. Just figure out another way to do it. And it's crazy because once you do that, most people become successful on the 7th or 8th try of trying to reinvent this thing that you're doing. Like, just going about it in a totally different light. Now, I remember this story. But listened to a podcast last week, but I remember the story as What's going on, family? I know that you're enjoying the episode, but I had to pause to ask you a quick question. Have you ever been through anything in life that was so life-altering that it changed your life forever? I mean, have you ever been and had a job and you lost that job? I mean, your dream job. You lost that job for whatever reason. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started a business and the business started off great and then it seemed as if it was going downhill. And now you're at a place, you lost your marriage, you lost your children, you lost some major things in your life. And now you're at a place in life where you're like, hey, this is the end of the road. I don't see it getting better. I got news for you. It will get better. And I wrote a book just for you. It's entitled Winning After a Major Loss. You need to go and get your copy. Go to barnesandnoble.com, go to amazon.com, get your copy right now. Winning After a Major Loss. I promise you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to change your mindset. Most importantly, it's going to change your heart about your situation, because I promise you, you can win after a major loss. Go get your copy now. Barnes and Nobles, amazon.com. Order your copy now. Let's get back to the episode. Remember when you were children, you was on the school bus and you would see different cars roll by and you'd be like, oh, that's my car, the Bentley. Oh, that's my car, the Lexus. Oh, that's my car, the Mercedes Benz, right? And it's crazy because as children, we didn't have no money, but we had a huge imagination. So my question becomes, now you have a little bit of money, but your imagination is gone. What happened? What happened to your imagination? What happened to your childlike imagination? Because this is the crazy thing. Children believe that anything is possible. I can jump from this roof and be Superman. I can jump from this table and be Spider-Man. But too many of you entrepreneurs have allowed reality to set in, and you're seeing things from a reality standpoint versus a vision standpoint. Many of you, your vision is kind of getting dim because of past failures. Listen, failure is part of the game. Failure should be your middle name, right? Because I need you to wear that with a badge of honor. Like, listen, I've tried this and I failed, but I'm still going. I'm not slowing down. And I want to encourage every single entrepreneur. I get it. It's tough. 2023 has been a rough year for a lot of people. But I want to tell you, don't stop. Don't stop. 2024 is on the way. It's around the corner. But I don't want you to stop. Don't throw in the towel. And I'm going to tell you this before I got to go. The reason I feel like this is because I tell you this. If you can make $1 from social media, you can make $1 million. That's what they always tell me. So since that's ingrained in my head, there has been weeks that I felt like throwing in the towel, but I've made a few dollars from Facebook and Instagram. So I'm like, yo, there has to be more that I can tap into. If I fail, I fail. But guess what? I'm going to try to find another way to get back in. That's my time. I love you guys to life. Don't stop. Get it, get it. What's going on, family? I want to say thank you for rocking with us during this episode. We have been so excited to drop this episode. I'm glad that you made it to the end. This is what I want you to do. If you have any takeaways from this episode, leave it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear how you feel. I want to bring content to you that's relevant to you, that'll help you change your life, because you already know our mission here at AOS Inspires, AOS The Podcast, is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. This is what I need you to do. I need you to like, subscribe, share this episode. If it spoke to your life, share this episode with somebody. Why? Because you are connected to some people that we're not connected with. And with that connection together, we can empower the world to never give up. I'm Mr. AOS Inspires. This is AOS The Podcast. I can't wait to see you next week. Just in case you didn't know, we drop every single week, 3 times a week. Mondays, 8 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 a.m., and Fridays, 8 a.m. You need to catch an episode. Matter of fact, catch all 3 episodes. It's going to be fire. I promise you it's going to help you during your everyday life. It's going to help you get to the next level. Let's go.